Alright, sitting here at the doctor's office here in New Smyrna Beach. Sue went in to see the doctor and see what he can do for him. But while we're here in New Smyrna, there's a sugar mill ruins up here. Thought maybe we'll see what the weather looks like. It was sprinkling a little bit, but it seems like that stopped. Maybe we'll stop up there and poke around a little bit, see what's with that. Maybe take a little video from that. We just trying to find different things we'd like to research and find around the area there, and that happens to be one of them. That's I've been to it before in the past, and you know, it's got some interesting things, some interesting history there. So we'll see. Maybe we'll just stop up there. Okay, we're at the old sugar mill at New Smyrna. Risky business. I can't say it. Cruger dePeyster sugar mill. Said these walls are a reminder of the agriculture venture gone up in smoke along with people's plans for taming Florida and frontier in the 1830s. Henry Cruger and William dePeyster acquired 600 acres near the village of New Smyrna and borrowed money and secured machinery from New York to establish a sugar factory. 5 years later, their plantation came in ruins. So in fact, the coquina ruins are the story of this site. The mill had little time to produce sugar nor repay investors. So it looks like the native stone is coquina. Here's a picture of a coquina rig. You can touch it and look at it. The whole coquina, from what I think, is made from shells coming out of the sea. And they used to use that a lot in constructions to make different buildings. So here's a view of the old sugar mill ruins. It's like a big pot over there in the middle. I don't know if we can get over there. We'll go over and take a look at that big pot. You can see where a lot of the walls have fell down, and you can kind of tell it had been burned. These look like 3 pots that they used to probably cook the sugar mill down, probably boil it down to make sugar. It's interesting how the architecture was round openings of the windows there. It'd been interesting to see this building when it was in full construction there before it fell down. All right, here is a sign, a little bit of the sugar making. You know, tells a little bit how they made sugar back in the old days. It looks like there was a engine house, and probably to heat the sugar up and boil it down there, and they crushed the extract for a juice, and then the liquid was heated in a series of kettles, gradually thickened until it was laden into wooden cooling pots. And then the crystallized sugar was packed into barrels and stored in a drying room called a purgery. It was drained there for several weeks before shipped, and some factories, although this one was made of rum and molasses out of the sugar. So producing sugar was a long and hot and dangerous job, especially near the power cane crusher that could snare and smash a tired worker before he could shut it down. No wonder sugar was a prized commodity like oil is today. It became a large financial and human risk. And this is the back side of the sugar mill. This has been here. I've been here before. I think there's quite a few little sugar mills around Florida, different area. This over here almost looks like a well. Let's go over here and look down to it, because they have to have water to steam it. But I'm guessing that's what this was. It's probably the well. And over here, I'm not sure what that is. It almost looks like a gravesite, but I'm not sure. They've got it chained off, but I'm not really sure what that is. This is the area where the like the steam turbine was, where they make the heat to boil it down. There in the back, almost it looks like it was a chimney. Almost like that's where they had the fire pit there and fired it up to get the steam going to boil down the sugar. This is a relic of the steam mill They believe this beam came from a plantation sawmill. And it was meant to force a steam engine and a cutting blade, and they use it to cut lumber with. Interesting looking at some of the holes in this coquina rock. Somebody has engraved themselves initials on there. But I wonder if those holes are all there, or if some animal or erosion or something has made those. I don't know. That's what they call a low-tech mill. It looks like, if you can see in the picture, it was like horse or mule driven, and it would go around and then it would crush the sugar cane there and get the juice out of it, and then the juice is what they would boil down. This one over here almost looks like it's another version of the same thing, and it looks like I can imagine that with a big long pole on it and the horses going around feeding the sugar cane in there, and they crush it down. And over here to the left looks like a fire pit, almost like a place to cook. Maybe it's part of the park. Maybe it's just the barbecue grills from the park. Okay, as a little tour of the sugar mill ruins here in New Smyrna Beach. It's like down by Mission Road there, just off of 44. I thought we'd stop in and take a little view there and make a little video of it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.